Welcome back for another episode of Red Wine and Chaos. I'm your host, Ash.
And I'm your co-host, Lar.
And we had a bit of a twin tingle thing happening today, and I could kind of sense that Lar was maybe feeling a little burnt out. So I offered to come here. So we're recording with Junie's hot breath all over us.
Get down.
And at Lar's house today.
Don't be alarmed if, one, she barks, because she has a tendency to do that. I know that wouldn't be alarming. But two, don't be alarmed if there's a sudden, like, yes or no that comes out of my mouth.
Oh, because what else is happening?
I'm not going to lie to you. Boston is on the TV right now. The Celtics are on. They're playing Miami. It's game one. My Celtics made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. This is very, very important. So it is on in the background, but I'm fully dedicated to this episode, but my eyes will be moving back and forth. So if you hear that on the radio waves or the airwaves or the Google waves, don't be alarmed.
And I'm used to it. So we've been friends for 12 years and I know my role and it is what it is.
And when the Celtics come on, everybody just understands. It just is what it is.
She's still around.
I promise I'm present. I went to the gym. Well, the gym is a whole story, so I'll get into that in a second. But so I went yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, so it's Monday." There was a very small group,
yeah,
because it was Monday, and which I love because I that's when I'm most motivated to go to the gym now. Yeah. Anything else on Mondays can get fucked, but I'm like, okay, it's the gym. I got to start the week off right.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't have the same mentality at work, but. The gym started off, let me get my Monday in, because when I'm not motivated, it's like the Fridays, heading into the weekend. That's why I'm like, I don't wanna. So anyways, like, anybody have anything that they want to share? Anything, did we do anything great this weekend? And I was like, the Celtics won. They're headed to the Eastern Conference Finals. And it's all women, me and LeVar, and this male trainer. And he's like, I don't know, 6'5". LeVar calls him Luigi because he has a Luigi mustache. And
awesome.
And he's like super soft spoken, nicest guy in the world. Shout out to Madison, great guy. And he was like, oh, and everybody just looked at me, and I was like, sorry, it's my squad, and they were just like giving me the stank face, and I was like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know this thing called the NBA. Nobody watches it. Why am I the only person that watches the NBA?
I don't know, because I think it's boring. And I love basketball. Don't get me wrong.
So okay, so I would say this. Let me give you a little breakdown. From two. No, turn it. Can't.
We're busy.
Busy, children. Just come out here. Tamia wants to talk to you. I'm busy. So between the years of like, I don't know, after like the big three left Boston for me or whatever, like it got where. In the NBA, where the criticism was I felt real. It was slow. It was boring. They didn't compete the way that they did. I promise you right now, it's a different level of competition.
So I will say that the games that I have watched
have been exciting.
Mm-hmm. And this is the first year that I've watched in like a long time. And I love watching basketball. I love playing basketball. I love college basketball. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's like college basketball got so exciting over the last 10 years that like it really shone. Mm-hmm. Is that the right tense? Shone a light? Shined? Shined?
Shined.
Shone?
Shined a light. Not shone. No. Shined. Shone. Like I was like going to say it had shown me, but you're talking about shining as in shined. It's not shone.
I think that's a word.
I don't think so. I think it is. No, I don't think so. Not in that sense.
Somebody help me out. So it really shined.
It really shone the light.
I wasn't going to say shoned. I was going to say shone.
No, shined.
Maybe. I think I might be right.
I don't think so. We'll look it up later.
Okay.
But I'm 99% sure.
It really shined a light on how boring the NBA was because college basketball was so exciting.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, there's too many fouls. It's just like a run and gun game. There's no... Now, like you said, the games I've watched this year have been much different, but up until like I've been thoroughly bored with the NBA.
So, like, if you would have watched, like, and I'm not saying this because they're just my squad. The level of defense that is happening out of the Eastern Conference, especially this year, is fucking bananas.
I agree with that.
It's back to what feels like old school basketball now. I will say the officials were whistle happy as shit. And that shit does get annoying. But it's not them hacking necessarily. It's literally them trying to getting back to that old school level of basketball, that level of competition. And the finals are always, the playoffs are always way more intense as far as that's concerned. But, like, depending on the ref, there was a ref on Sunday night's game, and it was the same ref every time. He was calling bullshit every fucking time. He could not stop blowing his whistle, and it was throwing the whole game off.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's the officiating, not even the players. Sure. But, like, the level that these guys are playing at is truly, like, it feels old school.
Yeah.
Like, I know the whole thing, like, they're getting kind of soft. No, these guys are coming in here hammering each other now.
And I love that.
And it feels like that old school shit. It really does. I promise you it feels like that. These two teams right here, this is going to be a bloodbath. It's Miami.
Oh, yeah.
And Boston's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be intense the whole time. I'm really excited to watch this series as well. But anyways, side note. Sorry, didn't mean to get off track.
Side note, Boston's playing. We need you to cheer for them.
Yes. Need all the juju, because these mugs are going to win the championship this year. I truly believe that they're going to win the finals. So, stick a pin in that. We'll come back to that. And I won $50 off of Sunday's game. So, then, at the gym, the other piece of the gym thing, this is when you know you're getting old. Your fucking acid reflux is so bad that you barf after a workout. Some of it was the intensity of the workout. The other was literally I was driving home and it was sitting in my chest.
Yeah.
I could feel it.
When I was telling John about it, like when you texted me and told me, I was like, you know what she's talking about when she says it was sitting in her chest and like in the bottom of her throat. I know you know what she's talking, because I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, it's horrendous. And
yeah.
It happened to me one time the week before, but I attributed it to what I ate that day. I went to Core Life, which is what I had for lunch today, but I knew I wasn't going to the gym today because the fitting, the band fitting, the band instrument fitting. So I was like, it's safe, I can get what I want. But I knew what I ate that day. It was the tuna bowl, and I put spicy broccoli on it. So I'm like, it was the spice.
Yeah.
It must have been the spice that got me, right? So yesterday I ate a salad, a very bland salad with very bland shit on. I didn't even have like strong cheese. I had regular shredded cheddar. I had some bland ass honey mustard dressing, some grilled chicken, a little bit of egg, some cukes. That's all I had. That was it. And some shredded carrots. And I came home and all that shit was in the toilet at the end of that fucking workout. It was like but I had drank so much water trying to suppress it. That don't work.
No.
It makes it worse, actually. And
because that water just sits there. You drink too much and it sits there like a brick in your stomach, and it's got to go somewhere. And if you don't have to pee, where does it go?
And so we're driving home, and like the first thing LeVar asked me when we get in the car, and I could feel it. And it's a 18-minute drive. 17-minute drive from the gym to home. And he was like, the first thing he says to me, he's exhausted, gets in the car, he's like, what are you thinking about making for dinner? I'm like, I'm not thinking about dinner right now. I don't want to talk about it. Because I could literally feel it.
Yeah.
And so he falls asleep 2 minutes into the car ride home. And I'm burping and gagging.
Yeah.
And it literally took me everything not to pull over.
Yeah.
Till we got here. And he had told me he had to use the bathroom before we got here. And I told him, we pulled in, and I said, you can't use the bathroom. I'm going to be sick. I need to go in there. He was like, okay, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be fine. And I go in there and I like coughed twice. And it was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. It wasn't that. It was not that magical unicorn puke that John has said that I do before.
It was a John Rock.
It was a John Rock, violent, aggressive. All of my salad in the toilet bowl. It was disgusting. I know that was a very vivid picture, and I'm so sorry, but I've never experienced
acid reflux
having that type of effect on me until now, and I'm like, oh boy, that's a problem. So,
did you ever have heartburn or acid reflux before you had kids?
Yeah. I thought when I was pregnant, the first time I had fucking heartburn, that I was having a heart attack.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't know what it was. Nicole, I think, had heartburn before and had told me about it. But I had never experienced it before, and then I had it, and I literally thought I was dying.
Yeah,
I thought I thought that's what chest pain felt like.
Yeah,
it was just heartburn.
I didn't either until I had Oliver.
Yeah,
and And I wouldn't say that I haven't hit that level of sensitivity yet, but I get it and I can feel it. Like, and I know when it's coming because certain things trigger it worse. But I haven't had it to that level yet. I know it's coming. I'm just like buying my time. But
and they had told me a couple years ago at the dentist, and this was before it had gotten real bad.
Because you can see it in your teeth.
They can see it on my teeth. And they said, do you have a lot of heartburn or acid like indigestion or anything? And I was like, from time to time. And they're like, do you have a highly acidic diet? And I was like, I mean, I'd like to drink wine, but outside of that, and coffee, but outside of that, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and they were like, you must have acid reflux. I'm like, I don't know if I do. I don't really know. And they're like, you need to get on prescription toothpaste and probably some prescription medicine for that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I bypassed it. That was probably like 3 years ago. Well, it has everything in life. It caught up to me.
Maybe they were right.
So I tried to reach out to my doctor day's scheduled appointment. Completely booked. Couldn't even. I didn't even have time to get past all of June to make another appointment. So I went and bought some over-the-counter Prilosec type, whatever that is. I'm going to see if that'll hold me off.
Sure, maybe it lessens it or something. And if it lessens it, I would say if it's time then. Yeah. If it doesn't take it away and it lessens it, you need something stronger.
Yeah, and so I woke up this morning and I could still feel it. I have felt it all day today. And I mean, I know we're drinking, well, we'll tell you what we're drinking here in a second, which I know is not contributing to it at all.
No, this is not going to help me.
It's not going to help
tomorrow.
No, and I will take some Tums before I go to bed and
I probably
choose some again in the morning.
I lived on those when I was pregnant with Oliver.
It's fucking crazy. I truly feel there's so many things that I'm sensitive to now, and it's like, getting old is a bitch. Throwing up after workouts is a real problem.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that going to encourage me to want to go lose weight? Although I am down 4 pounds.
Well, the vomiting probably helped.
Probably, but I know I didn't eat a 4-pound salad, so I must have been. You know, I had a lost a couple of pounds.
Sure.
It wasn't a 4-pound salad, so. Anyways,
why don't you tell us what we're drinking? Because I honestly don't know.
Ashley doesn't know. It's a roofie colada.
It tastes like a roofie colada.
Idea. It's a roofie colada coming her way.
You know what it kind of tastes like?
What?
What is that cooler drink that we used to make in college with Nicole? You put it.
Panty pull down?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
A little like it.
Does it?
It's reminiscent of like a pink panty pull down.
It has some of the same ingredients, but not even close. But yes, some of the same ingredients. So, it's Crown Peach, which there was no Crown. There was not that high level quality of liquor.
No, it was garbage vodka.
It was trash. 5 o'clock or Popov. And then, so it's Crown Peach, Simply Lemonade, the regular. And a splash of, or more than a splash, a little bit of Tropicana strawberry peach juice. And so I like my Crown with just lemonade. It's nice and tangy. That Crown Peach with lemonade.
I was going to say Crown Peach, just right?
Crown Peach,
not Crown.
Not regular Crown. Just Crown Peach. Because, and then even if you just did lemonade and then a fresh lemon in it too.
I bet that would be delicious.
I promise you it's fucking good. It is like, you cannot tell it's Crown. It's delicious. It's great. This I tried a little bit extra of I wanted to try something with peach in the juice. I like it, but I don't like it as much as I like just it with lemonade. So I'm going to give it 2.5 cheers because I love just with lemonade.
So I hate Crown.
Mm-hmm.
All
flavors,
all variations. I don't discriminate in my hatred for Crown. I hate them all. But I'll tell you what, I am like pleasantly surprised with this little
second glass
cocktail that Lar has made.
It's not bad.
It's really good. It's really light. It's really refreshing. It's also a nice stiff cocktail, which after my day today, I needed one. And so we vetoed the wine. I know. It's a red wine podcast.
We gave you a heads up at the beginning of season 1 that we gonna switch it up. There's going to be it should be alcohol and chaos. Maybe. I don't know.
Realistically.
But we were gonna give you some cocktails, especially summertime.
Yeah.
Because not everybody likes red wine, so we didn't want to discriminate either.
That's true.
We wanted everybody to feel the love.
So today we're giving the love to Crown Peach, and I'm going to give it a 2.5 cheers, too. It's good.
I'll take that
I'll drink it again, girl.
Yeah.
But you have to make it.
I will. I promise. And I'm going to make it next time with just the lemonade, but with the fresh lemon, too.
Yeah. I love
because it's
I love
so
everything
tart.
lemon. So.
Oh, girl. You would have loved this drink I had when I was in Dallas last week. It was at this bar called Ebb and Flow. So shout out to them, and I absolutely will go back. It was in this cool ass little neighborhood downtown, and they call it what's it called? The Ellen something. Because I asked our Uber driver, I was like, what is this called? And he was like, this is downtown. And I was like, oh, is it like is there like a little neighborhood? And he was like, it's called something, and I thought it was Helen. It was a woman's name, or Helen or Ellen something. Anyways, I'll have to look it up. But it was like the little area, and it was like all these cool little bars and shops and breweries and places that make cider, and then all these and there was like Rocket Fizz was down there. They have one down there as well as we have here, and like a bunch of other cool little shops. And there was some really great like graffiti and artwork on the buildings and stuff. It was a really neat little area that I've never been to in
that's cool.
Dallas. We had stumbled down there to go to that burger spot, which was great. And then we walked into this bar, and this bar, the aesthetic in there and the vibe was so me and so fun. It was really chill. We were there on a random, what day of the week was that? When did I come home?
It was like a Wednesday.
Yeah. So on a random.
It was Wednesday because you got home Thursday, right?
No. Okay. So we went there on Thursday. It was Thursday at like 1:00 in the afternoon before we had to go to the airport to catch our flight. Thursday at 1:00, we stumble into, so most people are at work. We stumble into this little amazing little bar spot, and it had the cutest like flowers hanging. So when you first walk in, there's like a little patio seating area with a fan, and it was hot as balls. That's one of the reasons why we went in there, just to get out the heat, because we were walking. It was hot as fuck. These flowers were hanging, covered up the whole ceiling. And,
pretty.
Down, so strands of that.
That's my jam.
And then you walk in, and the furniture was like suede and cool, and then they had like some really cool wallpaper on the back and the chandeliers, but the vibe was cool as shit, and it was just like, it would be like a fun little loungy, like a little lounge, like a beautiful little, it was just the coolest spot. And they were playing good hip hop music, and it was this nerdy white guy behind the bar who had been working for them since they opened, and they had 2 frozen machine drinks, which I don't normally
I don't either.
Those. They're not my favorite. A lot of times they don't have a lot of booze in them.
Yeah. They're pretty watered down.
Not these. One of them was a watermelon mule. I don't like mules, so I did not go for that. And I asked him, and he's the one that actually makes the batches. The guy who's working. And so Missy likes mules. Missy got the mule. I don't do mules. I said, is this ginger strong? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay, I don't want that one. Then I got this one that it was lemon based. It also had Prosecco. It had fresh lemon, and it had like a floral liqueur in it, which normally isn't my jam either.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that'll get too much. But I was like, I'll try it. It's hot. Sounds good. And it had vodka in it as well. Girl, when I tell you that was the best fucking cocktail I've ever had, I mean it. Ooh. It was so lemony and tart. Like the best fresh lemonade. There was a little bit of floral on the edge. But it wasn't overpowering. And then the Prosecco with just a little bit, that just gave it a little bit of sweetness onto top of the super tart lemon. I could have fucking sucked down the whole machine of that shit. And it was strong as shit. It was strong as fuck. And I was like, I could have sat there and drank that all day.
Yeah.
In that little hot ass weather, patio seated, floral, beautiful air. It was amazing. So
that
next
sounds
time
good.
in Texas, we have to go check that out.
Done. Don't have to tell me twice.
Lemon. So yeah, next time we'll do the lemon. But I gave that thing 3.5 cheers.
Yeah.
There is no half, but I gave it 3 clinks. That was the best drink I've had in a long time. So anyways, I digress. My fault. Moving on.
So I have been, how have you been feeling lately?
Well, I will say, it depends on the day.
Sure.
This season for me it's been kind of busy with travel for work for me, but that's coming to an end next week. So I'm on my last travel trip till September for work anyways. So excited about that. But work has not been overwhelming. I am busy. I'm very busy. We have some new initiatives happening. We're hiring some new people. So I'm very busy at work, but it's manageable. It's not that time of year where it's not manageable for me. LeVar doesn't have a sport right now, so him and I are doing the gym together. And I can say this, and I know this is going to piggyback onto how you're feeling. I can tell you that I am overwhelmed by watching my friends handle their children's spring sports. I'm overwhelmed by watching and listening. Because softball and baseball are a different beast.
Yeah.
Football is one game.
Yeah.
one game a week, and you have practices. There's not 4 games in a weekend tournament type thing.
Yeah.
And then games in the weekday till 8 p.m. It's weekend games. Your practices are during the week, and it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Wrestling, he's not in meets or, that would be different.
Yeah.
But, so anyways, I'm in a manageable state, I think. LeVar's
not quite coasting, but manageable.
I don't know if I'm ever coasting in life, but manageable. Manageable, not overwhelmed. How about yourself?
I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah. This is your wild season right now.
Yeah. So I have a wild season in January, February with work because it's year end, it's audit. I work in finance, so January, February is just always busy. But it's a manageable busy because you're expecting it. Mm-hmm. Right now at work, we've got a lot of things happening, and I feel like I could work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., not take a lunch, not get up to pee, and still not get everything done. Mm-hmm. It's just we're behind on some things. We're trying to make up ground. We've got more things shipping out than we have people, and it's just a lot. I'm feeling very overwhelmed with work. Mm-hmm. I was actually talking to the gal that works the front desk at work today. And I was like, hey, Barbara, how are you? And she was like, overwhelmed. I said, professionally or personally? She said, both. I said, girl, me too. Mm-hmm. Me too. So I am one of those moms that has a kid in a spring sport. Two spring sports. It's not, so he's in baseball and karate. Mm-hmm. So baseball's every Monday and Wednesday. He has games every Monday, Wednesday, and they start at 6. He has to be there between 5:15 and 5:30. And then the games, the last inning has to start before 8 p.m. The last inning is unlimited runs. All the other innings have a 5-run cap. Mm-hmm. So we could be playing until... One time we played until 8:45.
Right. Well, thank you.
And so his games typically don't get over with until at least 8 is very, very early, but it's usually 8:15, 8:30. And then it's when do you eat? We have literally been gone all day. Mm-hmm. Oliver and John and myself have been gone from the time the sun comes up until the time the sun comes down. Mm-hmm. We don't make dinner. We don't, you know what I mean? And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, he goes right from school to karate. Mm-hmm. Karate's a little bit more manageable. It gets done at 6, so we have time to come home and eat. But I just feel like I'm constantly going. And then there's housework because we're not ever home. So the house we're always a drop and go kind of thing happening right now. And so I feel like we're constantly on the move. The house is constantly a mess. Thank God I work from home because otherwise he would not have a clean uniform for any of his games. They would smell, they would have skid marks in them and covered in dust.
Sorry.
I don't think it worked, but good on you.
I'm sure they heard it through yours.
So it's just busy. Mm-hmm. I don't stop moving. I don't stop going. And then there's always other things that seem to come up every time you're in that season of life. Like our fucking fridge ran out. Mm-hmm. So we have a fridge right now, but it's in the basement, but we already burned through everything that's not, like a condiment. We basically have condiments and cheese in the fridge downstairs right now, but we don't want to go buy a whole bunch of groceries because there's not a lot of room in the fridge downstairs.
Right.
And we have a new fridge coming tomorrow. So we're eating out every day this week and I'm off my nutrition game because I'll be honest, I don't want to fucking go to the basement to get my overnight oats out of the fridge because I'm lazy. Mm-hmm. I'm lazy.
Girl.
I don't know what else to tell you. Oliver was right. His mom is lazy. But I just feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends. And I think it's like 4 ends. Like I think the candle is
like.
The candle is burning at 4 ends, and I don't even have 4 ends for it to burn from.
Right. You definitely are in that season. That is how I feel in like November through February. Usually.
Yeah. Like I was telling you, I was driving home from work today, and while I could sense that something was happening, because of the way you responded to my text about recording, I just knew that, you were tired, and, you're getting used to a new routine, and it's not always easy to come to my house, and I get that. And so I'm driving home from work today, and I was like, man, I'm tired. I don't want to go record. I don't want to go do this. I want to because I enjoy it, and I like spending time with you, and I like being able to have a day a week where I have a cocktail with my girlfriend and catch up and do all the things. But I was like, fuck, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired, and this is something I like doing. I enjoy doing.
So that's how you know you were
gives
burnt.
me joy, right?
But that's how I was feeling in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It still is an obligation that you've
right.
It's an obligation.
I've made a commitment.
It's a commitment, and I've made that, and so I get it. I totally understand that, and I don't take offense to that whatsoever. Because girl, I be feeling it. I know.
Well,
exactly
and I didn't take offense to it in the winter.
No,
not because it is what it is.
We know what life is handing us in moments and seasons, right?
What I'm struggling with is, like on the surface, I feel like I look and I feel like I'm coping with it well. I'm managing it well. But like if you just take a couple layers off, like the onion is rotting.
Is it?
And I don't feel like I know how to holistically manage that.
Yeah. So, for me, when that season is happening, there's a couple of things that I always try to keep in mind. One is that there has to be something that I do for myself. So whatever that is, when it feels like the world is caving in and I have so much going on, I always try to find something that I do for myself, whether it be. So for me, oftentimes it was like I would go get my nails done.
Oh, okay.
Something as small as that.
Yeah.
But it was a commitment I made to myself because it was important to me, and I wanted to get it done. Whatever that looks like for you. I tried to make it working out, but it was not successful for me at that time.
Yeah.
That literally is what I am not good at is self-care. I'm really not. Like my nails is a small thing. That was a small thing. I would go on my lunch break and I would step away. That was the other thing. I always made sure that in those moments I would step away from the overwhelming chaos. Right. So I'd step away from work, and that would be my out. And I could only do it once a week.
Yeah.
Because I was working through my lunch. But I made sure once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I would try to rotate my toes and nails so that I would have an excuse
every week to
go.
So I think that's part of the problem. Now that you say that out loud, I think I'm recognizing that part of the reason why I'm having a hard time managing it is because I work from home.
Yes.
So when I step away from work,
you're doing more work at home.
I'm doing homework.
I hated working from home.
Yeah.
And nobody understood why. I hated it. My colleagues to this day, I love working from home. It was so nice. And I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because I would be here, stuck in here, or I guess it was most of my work from home experience was at the house, and I was doing something else, and at that time when I was working from home, at that time you couldn't go anywhere either. Right?
Yeah.
So we were on lockdown for a lot of that.
Stuck.
We were stuck.
Yeah.
So not only am I stuck at home, I'm working at home. He's going to school at home.
Yeah.
We were forced to stay.
Everything was home.
Everything was done at home. And I'm like, oh no. That's why. And I would, even then. So at that moment, I forced myself, go outside, go for a walk.
Yeah.
I hate walking.
Yeah.
I hate walking. Go for a walk. Go do a workout. I was successful at that. But I always took time away. So maybe you need to take your lunch break and get out of the house.
Yeah. I went...
And maybe you can't do it every day.
And I'll tell you what I did. I went... it wasn't my lunch break, but it was around lunchtime. Because again, I'm so busy, I'm not taking a full hour lunch right now. I went outside to get I knew I had a package delivered. So I went outside to grab the package, and I looked to my right, and I saw that my front beds needed to be weeded. So I just took a moment and I weeded the gardens. I was out there maybe 5 minutes.
That's
and then
what I was getting ready to say to you. Maybe you make that, as much as you love being in your garden.
Yeah. And then I went and I took 5 more minutes and I went and did a little portion of the back garden. Because it might as well be a weed garden instead of a fucking flower garden. It was bad back there. And I don't ever let my shit get that bad. Not in my gardens. Yet? I haven't yet because it's still too cold. It's still getting too cold at night. And I want them to...
You'd think I would know that.
And I want them to live.
But I don't know that because I would kill every flower.
It's close. After this week, we should be good. But I did that, and I came in to the house yesterday, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I feel ready. I had a little bit of sun on my face. I did something that I enjoy doing. And it was as simple as pulling weeds out of the garden, which I know a lot of people hate that, but that's like my happy place.
It's therapeutic for some people.
And so I think you're right. I think forcing myself to, even if it's a quick walk around that pond behind my house, 20 minutes.
So
doing
the
something.
Second thing that I would always try to remember is that this is a season.
Yeah.
It's temporary. Spring sports won't last forever.
Yeah.
So you are super busy.
Yeah.
Power test is a season of darkness for me. It's temporary. It always comes and goes.
Yeah.
And so it's always that constant reminder, like, there is an end to this.
Yeah.
There is, you have to do it for me so I can do that for you. You constantly would tell me all the time, like, you're almost there, buddy. The end is in sight. Like, keep pushing. Like, keep going, and so, I can be your cheerleader, for that. It's I really do empathize with you spring sports parents. Like, my kid this year was like, I kind of want to try baseball. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know.
The signups are over.
Oh, darn. And I don't even know when it ends. And, you're going to your dad's. And so it's just really not, like, we'll go to the gym. It'll be great. We'll do it together.
So I will.
He hasn't played T-ball since he was like 5.
Yeah.
So it's not I'm not like holding him back from doing something that he truly loves. I'm over here defending myself.
Just making it okay in your head. It is okay. You don't have to defend yourself. It's fine. You're allowed to make choices for your kids. PSA to all you parents out there. You're allowed to make choices on behalf of your children to protect your sanity.
And it was coming off of my bad season, so I'm like, I need a break.
Well, in the one saving grace for me, we have a friend of ours whose daughter is in softball for the city, but also in a travel team. And like, Oliver's not on a travel team this year. He wants to be next year, and I'm not going to say no.
Right.
Because, of some of the things that we have going on with Oliver.
Sure.
If that gives him joy, then that gives him joy,
Right.
So, but we have a tournament this weekend on Saturday.
Yeah.
Game at 9, game at 10:30, game at 12:15.
Oh. See?
So it's just a lot, right? Like, Friday,
baseball, softball is tough life.
Friday is our only day off.
Yeah.
From sports.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed at like 7:30.
Yeah.
Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't do nothing.
All right.
I'm going to bed at 7:30.
I'm mad at you. So then the third thing I was going to say is make sure you get adequate sleep, but I don't think I ever have to tell you that.
I'll put all the things off for the sleep. All the things I don't give a fuck.
That was a reminder that I used to have to give myself, but I know I don't have to give the same reminder. But I always make sure that you get adequate sleep. I will say, to be honest with you, like, it is important. And your adequate sleep looks different than mine. And so it is important even for you because you're probably feeling tired because you're not getting your normal amount of sleep, which is very important.
Right.
It really can affect your mental health. I promise you, that is a real thing. One of my colleagues is having trouble sleeping, and they're dealing with it.
That's the worst.
It's the worst, and I've been there. I went 2 weeks one time with no adequate,
real decent sleep,
and
I remember.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
I was on the brink of breakdown. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
The other thing that I did today at work which I think I need to do. I kind of started doing it in my personal life too, but I mapped out on my calendar at work what I'm doing. Like I kind of like, they call it focus time in Outlook. That's what we use. So I gave myself focus time. So like from this time to this time, I'm doing this project or task. And this time to this time, I'm doing this task. And I think I maybe need to start utilizing that at home, like in my personal life. Like on Mondays, I need to clean the kitchen. On Tuesdays, I need to clean the bathrooms. So that way, because I have a big house and like, sometimes that in and of itself is really overwhelming, like trying to do all of that. And so, and John and Oliver are really great about helping. Like I have just learned over the years that men are not mind readers. And if you want or need something, you need to just say it. And so now I just say it.
Do it work that way?
I mean, it does with my men in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's a fucking unicorn.
Oliver is no unicorn, but it's working. So I don't know. There's hope.
Oh, listen, the kid isn't the issue.
So I've just, like I said, I've started a little bit to do that in my personal life, but I think I just need to get better at it. I think I need to do it for me, and I need to tell John and Oliver that this is what I need for me, and I need you guys to help me with that. And so I think I might kind of take a page out of what I did at work today.
I think that's a great idea because one, I may take a page out of what you just said because I know you were coming to me for advice, but here you are giving advice to yourself, and I'm over here like I may have to do the same thing because I work not necessarily so much. Like I'm pretty good about that. If I know there's something that I have to put aside and I have to work on that. But I will say I can get very easily distracted in my inbox and my emails and then be working on something and something else will come up. And so we talk about that a lot within my office about making sure that we have kind of focus time like that. You have something in your eye that is killing you.
It's my allergies.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm having like an allergy attack at this moment. I
can't. Is it Junie?
I think it's the outside. Oh. Like they just got in from outside, and I think they brought it with them. And I haven't taken a pill, because I'm old and forgetful.
Allergies and acid reflux. That's your life, folks. If you are the younger generation listening to this, which you're probably not.
But if you happen to catch it.
If you are, that's what you got to look forward to. But I could do better about that, especially when it comes to just doing stuff around the house, because I'm bad about that too. Like I could use okay, this is the day this is going to be your bathroom cleaning day, and like make a list and hold myself accountable. I'm not good at that. And then I end up just doing it all. What I am good at doing is doing it all in one day. I get tired of it.
I was just going to say,
I don't have a big house or anything, but you know what I'm saying? Like I just I'll blast it out in one day.
That's what happens to me too.
But then you see what happens.
Right.
I tried to do it all in one day.
all. And then I'm burnt out and I don't do it for days.
And then I don't want to fucking put the laundry away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what happens.
So
I'm glad to know that I'm not alone.
You're not alone.
Okay.
I power clean and then I decide I'm not going to do shit because I just got done power cleaning.
So how do you think, what is this, where do you think you're going to find some relief? Like once the school year's over with and sports are kind of, that is a lot.
I think that's the first domino to fall.
Right. That's first domino to fall.
And coincidentally, baseball is over the same week that school is.
Oh,
so
hallelujah.
Two of them kind of fall at the same time. Right. I don't have to worry about snack and the papers coming home and the school contacting me because he's having a bad day again, or
right. And you're working from home all summer, right?
Yeah.
For the unforeseeable future, at least for now.
Yep.
So you don't have to have any childcare or anything. So that's kind of nice.
No, I did sign him up for a summer.
Oh, did you?
Like the summer,
just to keep him in routine. Mm-hmm. Curious Kids.
Yeah.
Nice.
Something like that. I mean, it's not Curious Kids, but
whatever.
That's something like that.
Yeah.
And I, the good thing about, the one in Vicksburg is that a lot of daycares, summer things, you pay whether you're there or not. Mm-hmm. This one you pay for the days that you go.
Nice.
So if I don't want to take him,
you don't have to pay.
I don't have to pay.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Dang, that's like unheard of.
I know.
Okay, Vicksburg.
I know. It's awesome.
Wow.
So, I think when those two kind of fall, that will be I think I need to wait that out for my personal life to kind of level that out. But I think in my work life, because I work from home, I think the going outside, doing something in the garden,
whatever
or
it is
going
that
for a walk
to do for yourself.
Like I think that I need to do.
Are you still doing your workouts? Not consistently.
Not consistently.
See, so you're off.
I am off.
So you're all the way off. And when I know how that goes.
Yeah.
And when I spiral, so when I'm off, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like intentionally eating like shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm gonna just fucking derail all the way off.
Right.
So I'm either all in or I'm all the way out.
Yeah.
There's no you know me. There's no gray area.
Yeah.
I don't know how to operate in a normal, healthy gray area. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. One extreme or the other. I'm a Leo. What can I say? Like that's the fuck the way it goes. But yeah, so you're all the way off. So you're missing that. I would say the biggest piece for you right now is whatever that looks like. Whether it's your workout, your gardening time, get the fuck away from that computer.
Yeah.
Even if it's only once a week, even if you can only manage it once a week or twice a week, whatever that looks like for you right now. Because I know that there's some days you can't, and especially if you're drowning in work, the expectation is you get your fucking work done.
Right.
So do that. And then, but the other piece that I always think about too is I try to remember this. It's easier said than done, but that work ain't going nowhere and it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah. And I will say that with this, and it's my 1 year anniversary today with my new company. It is.
Oh, yay.
Went
Congrats.
by fast.
Oh my God.
I know. Didn't it go by fast?
No, time goes by stupid fast now. This COVID shit. Like shit isn't, it's like we're in a fucking time warp.
I agree.
Doesn't even feel right.
But like with this new, it's not a new company anymore, but being in this new company, there's no, it's a very like, we close at 5 kind of company.
They want you to have the work-life balance.
Yeah.
That's good.
So they're trying for that. It doesn't maybe necessarily show like during the work day itself, but like I'm not expected to do anything after hours. I'm not expected to do anything before my start time. Like it's just, so I am able to like, all right, if it's 5 o'clock and I don't have it done, like I'm just going to finish up what I'm in and the rest can wait. I'm not great at that yet, but I definitely have gotten a lot better than I was at my previous company. So that's a plus for me too. But I think the biggest thing for me is going to be when I step away from work because I work from home, I need to resist the urge to pick up housework. Yeah. I think when I step away, I need to step away. Because I would do, if I was working in the office, I would do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't start a load of laundry or I wouldn't put dishes away or I wouldn't clean up anything. I would.
And that shit's going to be there too. That shit ain't going nowhere.
Right.
It's going to be there whether you do it then or whether you do it when you truly are done with work for the day.
Yep.
So give yourself that piece of freedom. And that for me, that's why I just the way my personality works, I had to go back to work. We're actually getting ready to go on a temporary work from home stretch again. So for about 8 to 12 weeks, they're remodeling our office, which is exciting because it'll be crazy different than what it is before. My office itself won't be, but everything else, well, I'm just interested to see how it's going to turn out. But so back to transitioning to working at home again, which is an adjustment for me.
Yeah.
But I have a dedicated workspace now. I have
that
my
was
desk.
different than the last time.
Yeah, I have a desk set up. It looks over looks outside. There's some natural light in here. It's perfect. It's gonna be fine. It's temporary, and I am going to give myself that same thing. I don't have a child here. He'll be gone for the summer when this is happening for most of the time. So, it'll just be me and I'm going to go take a walk at lunch or, try to get a little jog in or whatever or run an errand or whatever it is. And I'm not going to get sucked into sitting in here all day long like I did before.
Yeah.
So try to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
Whatever that
I need to. I feel sometimes that I tell John this a lot and I think he now can see it on my face. I feel like cabin fever. Yeah. Working from home. I don't hate working from home, but I don't love it.
I like the ability to be able to.
Yeah, the flexibility of it is nice. But girl, bye.
Bye.
She's still going. So, yeah, I like the flexibility, but I don't like the stagnant working from home, like being in one place, not working from home. I apologize. Being in one place. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I need to give myself a little bit more grace. I think I need to tell myself it's okay to step away and not pick up something else.
Agreed. And reminder, it's the season. And I'll be your cheerleader. Just like you always are for me. It is. We have seasons. That's why we're here for each other. Because we're going to have chaos on both sides.
You're my favorite.
Girl, that chaos is inevitable.
But that's why there's wine and cocktails and walks and girlfriends.
And girl talk.
Girl talk. All right, y'all. Well, stay tuned for more girl talk maybe in the coming weeks. I kind of like these girl talk episodes.
They're fun. They're necessary.
And just so you're all aware, these are the kinds of conversations we would just normally have. So now you get to join
see the inner workings of our brains. It's a dangerous place to be, folks. It's a dangerous place to be.
Godspeed to all of you. Tune in next week.
Love ya. Cheers.
Bye.